We were talking, you said you thought you were about 2 tenths down on Max, weren't looking forward to the weekend. You end today 2 tenths ahead of Max. What's made the difference?
Well, I mean, they've definitely got some extra in their bag. I already know that. So, I think we've made some small progress today. But I think, I think they still have the 2 tenths, or maybe it's a tenth and a half, something like that. We've definitely made some small steps forward, but not enough to close that two. It's not the 2 tenths. But over a single lap, that felt okay. It felt pretty good. And I just expect them to turn up a little bit more tomorrow. They've almost basically got like the qualifying mode that we used to have. And I'm going to ask my guys, like, I don't understand where they get it from, but it's impressive, and we've got to work hard to try and see if we can match it somehow.
Softer tyres on the car today, very much cooler conditions. How did the car feel?
It's been a bit of a struggle. In P1 was a bit of a struggle because I just was trying a different variants of the car. And the car wasn't happy, so then I had to make some more changes back to similar to what I had last week, but with some other adjustments, and it felt much better. So I'm generally happy with where the car is. I'm probably not going to change too much, because most often, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Most often, and most of the time you always try to eke out more, and it gets worse. So I'll be the tiniest of tweaks.
How much with the changes that you made today and what you were able to do with the car today inspired by what you were able to do back in the sim during the week? Was there a direct correlation between what you learned there and what you were able to do today?
No, what I learned in the sim was what we started with, and it wasn't good. So we had to come back on a few changes. There are a couple things that I tried at the end, which we're going to use test while we're here, but there's just not enough time. So that I think that's been a positive. And other than that, just in these sessions I've been trying things that I didn't try in the sim.
Okay. As you say, you think that Max has still got the ability to turn it up a little bit come quali. Focusing on the race though, from what you've learned today, do you think you can take that advantage back during the race conditions?
I'm pretty sure it stays the same. Whatever gap they're going to have tomorrow is usually the gap they seem to have on the Sunday. But we'll be pushing, trying to make that gap as small as possible tomorrow. And if we can improve the car all tonight, then great. I'd like to think that our long run was okay. I'm going to have to go and have a look now. I obviously had my off, but we'll wait and see.
Last week for you guys, I know this is a track that you love. Did you love today?
Of course I did. It's still good fun. I think, just obviously with the second week, every single margin in terms of cornering performance and driving performance becomes less. So it's more about fine tuning rather than finding big chunks of time. And I think we started okay in terms of how the car feels, much better than last week. And hopefully we can build from that.
Red Bull started in the ascendancy this morning. You guys finished ahead of them this afternoon. What do you put that down to?
It's practice. It's you never know what programs the others are running, but as I said, it's a better feeling than last week. But no doubt they are still strong. I think they are still gaining to us on the straight line, which is a bit of a weakness for us. And we'll only see in qualifying when everyone is turned up with the engines how it's really going to be.
Obviously we're back at the same track as we were 1 week ago, but the temperature's very different, much lower. Tyres one step softer as well. How much did that impact running today?
It makes quite a big effect. It feels that the tyres are holding on a bit better in the long runs and less overheating. But I think the temperatures are going to be quite variable during the weekend. So see how it affects.
Even with the deficit last week, you should have been on the front row. This week, things looking a little, possibly a lot better. Chances, hopes to be back on the front row, maybe even pole?
Of course, there's chances. I think Max was a bit out of reach last week, but it's a new week, and I think we've learned since. So it's too early to say, but I would want to believe we're closer. And last week I qualified second. So of course we look ahead, and only one way, and that is up.